Greetings, hola, feliz Navidad. I'm Nicole Presley, and today we are super grateful to Northgate Gonzalez Market for bringing us together as a community for this fun Buñuelos De Viento class. And we're also going to be making some strawberry atole. So let's get started. Before we do anything, actually, let's start making our Buñuelo De Viento dough. That way we can let it rest for 20 minutes. So I'm going to add 2 eggs into this bowl, and I like to add the eggs first just because once we mix them with the sugar, it's easier to whisk them this way and incorporate them together than versus put the milk and all the other ingredients in there. Yes, I'm one of those people that cracks an egg with 2 hands. I'm not super skilled like some people who can do it with 1 hand. Okay, and then I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar to these 2 eggs. It's not too much sugar, right? 2 tablespoons. Just want to sort of make a paste. I'm going to whisk that until it comes together and you have this pasty, sugary egg thing going on. And just for the record, that's not a shell that you see in there. It's just like a little black spot on the egg. Okay. So then once I have this all whisked together, I am going to add some melted butter that has now cooled. So I melted this butter earlier and now it's just cooled down. Let me grab a little spoon. I'm just going to add we're just going to add that melted butter into the mixture as well. And it's only a tablespoon. I know that's not that much, but again, just going to whisk it into the mixture. Once that's whisked in, I'm going to add in a teaspoon of vanilla. Just 1 teaspoon. I mean, you could let it fall over a little bit if you like your buñuelos with a little more of a vanilla taste. And also 1 cup of milk. So let me grab that milk. Yay, exciting. It's Christmas time. I gotta say that as I get older, Christmas time is just becoming more and more magical. I know that it's usually reserved for little kids to experience the magic of Christmas, but I feel like as an adult, I'm experiencing it too. Okay, let me pour in this cup of milk into my sugary egg concoction. Okay. Yeah, I definitely feel like Christmas just becomes more and more magical as I get older. And I don't know what that's about, but I like it. I'm not complaining. Okay, now we're going to add in 1 cup of flour. And this is considered a pinch of salt, which is 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. And 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. Here, okay. And we're going to mix this up. It might be a little clumpy at first, and that's okay. We're going to just smooth it out. And once we mix our buñuelo dough or mixture, we're going to let it sit for 20 minutes just so that the flour really absorbs the liquid and we have a nice batter that's ready to fry up. So the consistency you're looking for is almost like a thin crema, like not a thick super thick one, but it's not pancake battery. It just has like this slow drizzle, but it's thicker, and you can see as I'm moving through it that it's not real watery. It's a thicker consistency. All right. So that came together so fast, right? Okay. So before we do anything, let's heat up our oil so that while we're heating our oil, so I'm going to cook on this big pan here just so that I can have enough room to cook my buñuelera, which I got at Northgate, by the way. I'm sure everybody purchased theirs there. It's so funny. Okay, wait, let me just put in this oil and then we'll talk about that. So I'm going to put in enough oil to be about 2 inches deep, or enough to cover the top of my buñuelera. Let me see if that cuts it. Okay, perfect. And I also attached a candy thermometer, as you can see here, to my pan so that we can keep track of the temperature in the pan. We're looking for 325 degrees. And I'm going to start heating this oil up on a medium heat. The hotter the buñuelera gets, the easier it is to release the buñuelos. So as your dough is sitting and resting for 20 minutes, make sure you're also heating your buñuelera, which a lot of people call it a rosette iron as well. Like if you don't buy it at Northgate, you can find it under a rosette iron, and other countries use it as well. But in Mexico, or people who are making Buñuelos De Viento, we call it a buñuelera, and I love it. I think it's so magical and fun. And what do you call it, Tera? What do you call
Buñuelera.
it? Yeah.
So question, so it should be hot. So we should be heating it at the same time, correct?
At the same time, yeah. You want to heat it as you're letting your oil heat. You want to let it heat as well. I like to let it heat for as long as possible before I make my first buñuelo, just because sometimes if it's new or if it's freshly washed, the dough will get stuck on it. So sometimes like the very first one you make will get stuck, and I hate that because I'm like, we're wasting dough. But if it's really, really hot, there's an easier release. And I'm going to show you guys how to try and get it out, get the buñuelo out without it sticking for the first one, because after that, it'll easily slip. So we'll get back to that. I have my candy thermometer attached. I'm on a medium heat and the buñuelera is officially heating. Okay, so now we're gonna start making our atole. Let me put a timer just so that I know when my dough is ready. Okay, so now we're gonna make our atole, and I'm gonna start with a pound of strawberries. We're making strawberry atole today. I know that we were talking like, oh, what kind should we make? Well, we decided strawberry because why wouldn't we? Strawberries are so good, right? Okay, so I already stemmed most of the strawberries, and now I'm just gonna cut them in half so that it's easier, and I'm gonna put them in this little pot of mine here that's freshly washed. And I know it's an old pot, but it's one of my favorites to cook in, so it's a little stained. All right, and you just want to slice them in half. This helps the cooking process, and it helps to smash up your berries. We're gonna do an atole with cornstarch versus corn flour. I know there are some people who roast the corn flour or just put it in a pan and let it brown a bit. We're gonna do a different version that's a little quicker. Yeah, I'm using my old pan because I just feel like things taste better. I know how they cook, and this pan's perfect for a pot of atole. What's your favorite flavor of atole, Tere?
Ay, Dios, I like a lot of them, but I like the guayaba.
Oh,
But it's not made with guayaba, Nicole. It's made with the guayaba leaves.
oh my
And
God,
then-
I've never made it before.
And then recently I tasted atole de galletas de Maria.
You know, it's crazy. I was gonna suggest that one. I should have.
But I
Well-
know, but I'm so excited about fresas because my little nephew is watching. Hi,
Mhm.
Mateo.
Yeah,
And
hi,
his
Mateo.
favorite fruit, and he's already asking his mom to make it.
Oh, good. Hi, Mateo. Mateo, you make it with me. Come on, let's cut some strawberries and make it. You're gonna see how easy this is. But yeah, I also like coconut, and I like nuez. But I feel like I've been wanting to make one with almonds. I know that's not super traditional, but I think, oh, it would taste so good with almonds. Okay, so I have a pound of strawberries in my pot, and on the recipe, I put 1/3 of a cup of sugar, but I wanted it a little more sweet, so I'm gonna go ahead and add a 1/2 cup of sugar to mine. Feel free to add less sugar if you don't want it as sweet. I love all things dulce. So, and then I'm gonna add 1.5 cups of water, just so that we can make these strawberries boil easier. And I'm gonna turn on my flame to a medium-high heat. We just really want to break down the berries. So much so that I even have my bean masher here to break down my berries. And while I'm stirring this, let me check on my oil. We're only at about 200 degrees. Do we have any questions?
No, but we have some lucky people today that are going to win your recipe book, and I'm so excited.
Yay! Yay! That's so exciting. I'm excited for them too. Viva Desserts, some lucky winner is gonna win a copy of the book. Tere is being generous and is giving this away today. So thank my girl Tere and Northgate Market. Thank you guys for your support. Okay, let's see. So back to our strawberries here. Now it's gonna take a minute for these to boil up. And in the meantime, we could also, I took the liberty of mixing some sugar and cinnamon together. So if you're making buñuelos with us, I suggest that this is a good time to mix your sugar and cinnamon together. I already did it, but I used about 1 cup of sugar and probably 1 tablespoon of ground cinnamon for this. Obviously, if you like your buñuelos with a lot of cinnamon, you can add more or you can add less, but I like that. I like a lot of cinnamon, so I used a tablespoon.
Have you ever made them with monk sugar and see how that tastes?
Have I ever made them with what? I'm sorry?
The monk sugar.
No.
I wonder how they taste. A little
I don't know.
healthier.
I don't know. I definitely have drizzled like chocolate on them and have made a strawberry sauce for them in the past, but I figured we were doing something really traditional today.
Oh, no, I love traditional. I was just asking.
And a lot of people I've noticed that are making Buñuelos De Viento right now are just so happy with how they're coming out, with their like the crispiness of them. So hopefully people who are watching today will go ahead and buy their buñuelera at Northgate and make these for posadas. I mean, what we have 4 days till posadas start, and make them for Christmas Eve and for your family for Christmas and for all the parties in between Christmas and New Year's Eve. Like it's one of the best holiday treats. Okay, let's see. So my oil is only at 250 degrees and we still have 9 minutes to wait for our batter. But I see that the strawberries are coming to a slow simmer, which is a good sign. And by the time we are ready to start making our buñuelos, hopefully these strawberries will also be ready. Okay. Is there I know that in the past that we've had those really cute gifts that people could find on Instagram when they're doing their stories, and they had to type in like, I think Northgate holidays, or if there was something, and it would like pull up piñatas and buñuelos and tamales. And do you know what it is, Tere?
No, but I'll find out.
Okay, because I've been wanting those gifts that were created. I'm like, we need those gifts. They look so cute on our stories.
I will ask tomorrow at work and ask to see.
And they all say Northgate on them, like the little piñata says Northgate, and the pile of buñuelos say Northgate. It's just cute.
I will find out.
Yeah. So we are forgetting, we're talking about gifts, but what about real gifts with the T at the end? All of the stores, all Northgate stores this coming Thursday, which I believe is the
15th.
The 15th? Yeah, the 15th on Thursday, all Northgate stores at 2 p.m. will be giving away free gifts for kids. So free toys, I should say. So I hope that you'll join. I hope that you and your family will go to Northgate. Like, how exciting. What a beautiful, beautiful tradition. That's so lovely of you, Tere, to do this. Like, seriously.
It's a wonderful day. We do a lot. So all stores will be giving away toys. So we're just very excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too, and I'm not even going to get a toy,
but you could go if you want to go give toys. You can go, you and your son.
Maybe, right? I'll be like, come on, Max, I'll take you. Let's go get a toy. Okay.
Or give them away. You could help us give them away.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Just let me know if you want to go, and yeah, we love volunteers.
Okay, you know what? I'll text or send you a DM and see where I can pop up.
Sure.
Okay, so we're back to our strawberries and they are boiling. So I'm just gonna take my bean smasher, my potato smasher, and just give them an extra little push. Even though we're gonna blend this, I just wanna really get in there. A few, just so that we could break up the strawberries as much as possible. And you can add other sweet berries if you'd like. If you don't want to do strawberry is what I'm saying, but if you want to do like raspberry, this same method would work. Okay. Is that annoying? Sorry. Okay, so I am taking that off of the flame. And let me just get my okay, I'm gonna pour this mixture into my blender, but I have these big old goofy, clumsy mitts that I have to wear just so that I don't burn my hands. Okay, just pour it right in there. And I'm not even gonna wash my pot. We're gonna keep it right on the stove. And let me just make room for myself here. My blender. And if you want to mute us, Theta, you can, because I'm about to blend these strawberries for about a minute. Okay, here we go. Okay, that wasn't a minute, sorry. Okay, so before we even get with our blender, I am going to pour 2.5 cups of milk into my pot. So 1, 2, and half. 2.5 cups of milk, and we're also gonna add in a cup of la lechera. Some people will use evaporated milk. Like I said before, I like the sweet, so I'm using sweetened condensed milk, but you can feel free to use whatever your family likes. I'm just gonna pour that right in there. I feel like so many of the holiday treats use la lechera, and oh God, it's just so good. I'm also going to add a teaspoon of vanilla. Okay. So let me just. Okay, then I'm gonna just mix this and turn my flame back on to a medium setting so that all of this can come together. Then once it does, I'm gonna pour my strawberry mixture in this milky mixture. And the strawberry mixture has water in it, so it's gonna thin this milky mixture out a little bit, just so that the strawberry and the milk can combine. And then once it's completely combined, then we're gonna go in and add in the cornstarch, which is gonna thicken it right back up. Okay. And it looks like I may have overheated my oil a little bit, so I'm just gonna lower it because our dough still has another minute to go. And in that minute, we are going to add the strawberry anyhow. Okay. So I'm gonna add in my strawberry mixture here. Oh my God, that smells so good. Yay. creamy happiness, I'll take it. Have you ever had an atole de fresa y coco, Tere?
No, I've had coco. I've had fresa, but not together.
Right? Me either, and I think I want that.
Maybe you could, instead of the milk, it's like that coconut milk.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You could also hydrate the like shredded coconut while you're making the strawberry mixture. Just add it right in there. All right. So while this is heating up, now I need to bring down the temperature of my oil because it got too hot while we were working on this. But yum. So I'm just gonna let this mixture boil a little bit, or come to a simmer, I should say. And while that's coming to a simmer, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons, actually 2.5 tablespoons of cornstarch to this bowl. And I'm just going to use that as use that top to help me scrape it off. So 2.5 should be more than enough. If you'd like your atole a little thicker, then feel free to add a little bit more. But for me, 2.5 is a good amount. And I'm gonna just pour in about 1/2 cup of water into my cornstarch to make a cornstarch slurry. And for the first couple of seconds, it feels like stuck Play-Doh, but just keep mixing it and it'll easily dissolve. All right. Okay. So that's ready, and I'm just waiting for my atole to start to simmer. Let me see. We are almost there with our buñuelos. So I think I'm gonna swap positions with where the buñuelos are. Just give me 1 second so that I could swap the pans. That way you guys have a better view of how to make these buñuelos. So very carefully. Yay, that was successful. Okay. All righty. So I'm gonna keep my candy thermometer on the pan so that I can really control how hot this oil is throughout this lesson. So the key here with the buñuelera is that we want to take off some of the excess of oil off of the rod, but not too much. So it's really a delicate tap dance. So usually I just let it drip in the oil for a second, and then I lightly, and I say lightly, graze it just over the paper towels just to get a little bit of that oil off. And then I dip it into my batter and I make sure that it doesn't go onto the top. Okay, so there we go. And you pull it out and let it rest for 1 second on the buñuelera, and then back into the oil, and here we go. And then you just turn back and forth lightly. So this is the first one. This is always a tricky one, but my bunuelera is very seasoned, so it just came right off. If you don't have a completely seasoned bunuelera, I'll show you how to get the bunuelo up. I feel like using a long toothpick or a stick versus tongs helps keep the structure of your bunuelo, and that's what it's about, right? So there's the flip. So pretty, like so pretty and super, super light. I just love Buñuelos De Viento. They're my favorite. Okay. I'm just gonna let it cook for a few more seconds because I want it to brown a little bit more. So I'm gonna flip it again to the other side. And you could see it browned on these outside portion. And at this point, I'm gonna put my bunuelera back in here so it could start heating again for our next one. Let me just get something to drain my bunuelo for a second. Okay. So while that is draining, just gonna let it sit there for 1 second and we will do another one so that I can show you how to take it off. The key really is to let the bunuelera heat for as long as possible because that's gonna keep it from sticking. All right. And also, you don't want to wash your bunuelera with soap and water. Just with water, hot water, and even salt will keep things from sticking. So if you have something that's sticking, you can just run your little toothpick along the edge there, and that will help it fall right off. Okay. We're having bunuelos tonight. We're having bunuelos tonight.
So jealous.
Oh my God. Oh, Tere, wish you lived next door. Be like, Tere, come and get some bunuelos.
Dude, I'd be like in heaven.
Right. My neighbors definitely love me. I told my neighbor, Adriana, come over at 7 o'clock. I'm gonna have bunuelos. I'm gonna have a mountain of bunuelos and atole. She's like, I'll be there. All right. Okay, and at the same time, it looks like my atole is nice and creamy over here. It is bubbling nicely, so that's the sign I'm looking for. So I'm going to take my cornstarch slurry that we had made earlier, and I'm just going to gradually pour it in. So can you see? Am I blocking your vision? Here we go. And mix while you pour in so that you don't have any big clumps. Okay. There we go. And it's already thickening immediately. If you'd like, you could also strain your strawberry water. I don't mind the little, pieces of strawberry in there, but I know some people don't like that. But if you do like it, just go ahead and pour the whole thing in there. So yummy. Okay, let me not let my bunuelo burn here. That's the only thing with bunuelos, you got to keep your eye on them. So, and you also want to give it some time to harden and dry out a little bit. So for instance, this one here is already dried up a bit. So I'm gonna add it to my sugar. And just gonna spoon over some, we're just gonna spoon over some sugar and cinnamon. You could do this with your hands if you're messy, or you could do it with a spoon. If you were not watching, I would be doing this with my hands. We just all in there. Okay, let's see. And then on the opposite side too, because we need this to be sugary, right? Okay, look at that. This is such crunchy happiness for me right now. All right. And there you have it.
That looks delicious.
And I just want to show you guys the crunch of it. So it's so good.
I bet it is. I saw your
Like,
smile.
it's so good. Okay. So I have my atole. If I let it heat a little bit longer, it'll get thicker. Like I said, depending on the consistency that you want for your atole, you can add more cornstarch or less. So for me, it's almost there. I'm gonna add a little bit more cornstarch just because I want a little bit more. I want it a little bit thicker. And I just caught a glimpse of myself, and I'm all full of sugar. Fun. And then this is it. We're almost done. Like, what a beautiful, quick way if you're having guests come over, and you want to put together something quickly for your guests to enjoy, or after posadas, if you want to invite some friends over after your procession, you can just put together an atole in the kitchen while people are talking and have your buñuelos in a few minutes. And what a beautiful way to celebrate our culture and our traditions with Bunuelos De Viento and strawberry atole.
Yeah, atole looks delicious too.
Get a cup and look at the cup that my husband gives me today.
Because he wants it for himself.
We bought it at Northgate during Dia de los Muertos, and I told him, oh my God, those are so cool. Let's get several of them. We bought 2 white ones and a red one. So, to give away for Christmas and stuff. And he broke one. I'm like, oh my God. Okay.
He gave it to you because he wants his
atole.
His atole. He's like, I'm cold. Hi, it's so cold today.
I know. Look at the consistency of this. It's so perfect, you guys. So there we have it. I can't drink this because it's too hot still. But
no. We don't want to burn your lips.
Yeah, I promise you, it's so good. The buñuelos are delicious. Like I said, the key to flipping and getting your buñuelo off of the buñuelera is this, like just a little skewer that you can get at Northgate.
So Nicole, they want to know, what is atole?
What is atole?
What is atole?
It's a fruity corn-based drink. A lot of people will make atole with, like I said, corn flour or even fresh corn. I did it the the cheater way. We did it with cornstarch, but it's a beverage that's made with milk and a corn base. I used fruit, but like Tere and I talked about before, some people use nuts, some people use chocolate. So it just depends on which flavors you want.
And she's so excited. She found your book too. But Julie, don't go too far because you might win a book right now because Teresa's going to raffle a couple. But Atole is so good with tamales. It's so good with all the Mexican dishes, and especially on a cold night like this. This is like the Mexican cousin to the hot cocoa.
Right?
Okay, so let me put, I have put everybody's names in a little bag here. And today our first winner is, drum roll. You pull it out. It is, I guess. We have a book for Paloma. And we have a book for Julie. You see,
Yay!
Julie, I hope you didn't press buy on Amazon or you're going to have two.
Yay!
And we have another book for Cynthia.
Yay! Paloma, Cynthia, and Julie, congratulations.
And if you guys can put your address in the chat, I will make sure we get you your book.
What a beautiful Christmas. Thank you so much, Tere. Thank you. You guys remember all Northgate stores on Thursday at 2 o'clock. We'll be giving away toys. We hope you'll join them. And enjoy your Buñuelos De Viento and strawberry atole. It's been my absolute pleasure to co-host with you, Tere. And happy holidays.
Okay, and Julie, email me your address. I have Paloma's now. All I need is your address. You can email me. My email's on the invite. Thank you. Bye, Nicole.
Thank
Have
you.
a
Bye.
Feliz
Happy
Navidad.
holidays. Feliz Navidad.